Currently, I'm sure Queenzflip has some insight he'd like to share. Welcome back to the
Yo, I
stage,
hate
Flip, man. It's
Mark.
been a minute, man. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Big Flip. How y'all doing?
Good, man.
How are you doing,
What up,
man?
Flip?
We're so glad that you not only advocated for yourself, but your brothers advocated for you, and we've been on here advocating for you as well tonight. How
Uh,
you? Yeah, how are you?
uh,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you ain't gotta like it, but it's just what it is. I just asked how
Eh.
you doing.
I don't
Micah.
know.
Eh.
It's good to hear a lot of your voices. Good to hear you guys. It's good to see Joe and Mark up here. Shout out to my brothers. And I just came in to say hello.
Hey,
That's
Flip.
all.
Peace, 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 Flip.
Peace, Flip.
How you guys all right?
Yeah, we cooling, man.
Yeah, we
We
doing pretty
cooling, man. We
good.
cooling.
Okay, okay. Good to hear everybody's voice. I mean, I caught the tail end of any, I'm just in here listening. I want to be a fly on the wall just to see how this goes. I haven't been here in a while.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing
So
wrong with that.
Oh, you talking about the
Take your
tier
time.
changes, the Patreon changes?
oh, well, I know about that. That's mandatory. Joe gonna get to it.
You gonna keep an eye out for that bread. Where the money going?
No, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, no, I'm not.
Eh,
No, not
eh,
anymore.
Yes,
Not
you are.
anymore.
That's one of
eh.
the things that make you so intellectual, man.
I got
Them
no,
analytics.
no,
All right. All right.
Them analytics.
nah. I got my own tears, man.
And them subs is going up. We got to figure out who's next on the docket to fight. All this intellectual shit is cool, but we do need one more real niggerish moment.
Now you did mention earlier this week about the whole like, how would y'all feel about if we came in and filmed putting gloves on and like, bruh, hey, look, we watched y'all play that basketball game and fucking Ish was out for the season. Like he tore up his Achilles and shit. Like y'all was sore for weeks, man. Like I look, I can't hardly put
A
it
lot of
past
us
you.
also changed our lives after that.
So do you feel like, look, if you were to, of course,
I quit
hypothetically,
smoking. I quit smoking after that. I dedicated my life to the gym after that. A lot of us issues in the gym. A lot of us made very drastic life changes after
so
that.
hy- so
So I'm
so
all with older niggas doing some physical shit that they shouldn't be
so
doing. Like I think that's good
so
What
cinema.
about
hypo so hy- so hypo,
Pilates?
so hypothetically, all right. So hypothetically, what kind of wake up call you think you would get from going toe to toe ish?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I love Ish. I wouldn't be trying to put him down. I hope he would not be trying to put me
Well,
down.
I was just leaning to the joke you made about like, hey, I'll pay you if you take a dive. Like we film it, put the gloves on. I'll pay you to take a
Now, if
dive.
he took the money, then yeah, I got to Jake Paul this thing. It's like, I got to put you
You
down.
should set up Key versus Ish. Key versus Ish, the
Jake Paul put a
rematch.
nigga down. He don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Key versus Ish, the rematch.
Shout out to Flip. He's still on stage with us. Flip, I did notice that you did have a session with the person that you were kind of working on, I guess, anger management with. After looking at all of the responses and everything that's been going around this week, how has it made you feel like, because I know you like to go in a lot of reply sections, you search your name a lot, you go to look for the reception of the fans and the feedback, but how has the feedback made you feel it all? Just kind of just drinking everything in.
Um, Pause.
Whoa.
I thought so
The
too.
the
We're
feedback.
not
I didn't want to be
we're not
immature.
That was
progressive.
I didn't
crazy.
know
I
what was the
mean,
reason. Like, hey, yo,
the feedback wasn't. I was the feedback is something I was used to. I mean, what I was more concerned about is just people thinking that Mark and I really have an issue. That was my concern. So, like when I heard Mark explaining and talking about what led up to it and trying to say, what he meant by it, or it was a joke that Flip decided to take and run with it. That's what I was concerned about because I don't want my niggas to look a certain way to the public. Other than that, the things that I read, I mean, it was cool. I mean, I read it as it was fun. Some of them was funny, some of them was not. I mean, it was cool. I didn't really make a big deal out of it. I was more concerned of how the team looked in public. If that answers your question, that was my main concern because I heard Mark explaining. And I know that not saying it was new to him, but when it when a narrative is painted and it's not really true to your character, it's not your character, and people run with it, like the fucking flame starts to burn the first floor, the second floor, the third floor. The fire starts to get bigger and bigger. Sometimes you go into a panic mode. I'm not saying that he went into a panic mode, no. but I just hear my brother explaining different things, and I just wanted to, come up and make it clear. I've been through this before. This is not my first time around this rodeo. This should be.
So basically, you felt this was basically business as usual as far as people just
Yeah, I
kind
mean,
of crashing down on you and stuff.
yeah, I mean, I mean, it's something you can learn from, right? Like, I think that the funny thing when they use the tricky word, the tricky word slogan, I think that that's funny. I mean, that was funny because I didn't mean to say tricky words. I meant to say, you throw a lot of subliminals or you talk a lot, you say a lot of slick shit that I don't catch on, and I've been saying that on the pod before. Tricky words. I was just in the moment, and I was just speaking fast, but that's the only thing. Like other than that, it's just business as usual, man. We professionals, man. We're professionals, and I'm here to put my best foot forward. Like I said, I just don't. What I don't like, though, I will say this though. What I don't like is they're making it seem like we have an issue or I have an issue with Mark because he's smart. That's the only thing that's a little bit confusing to me because of
That's what I heard,
be,
Queen. I ain't gonna lie.
because up there, you know, when it we look to Mark for advice. Same thing with my sister Mel was up there. Like, you just look for advice. Hey, let me get some advice on this. And Mark helps. Like Mel help. You know what I mean? Joe helps. We all help each other. I don't think anybody looked at him different because he's an intellect. Mark is cool as fuck. He's funny. He's cool. I think my only issue with Mark was if we're talking about, just sportsmanship or showmanship, is like I don't catch a lot of the comments that you say, and I don't look to you, and I'm not thinking that you're going to be slick with me. Like you can gauge everybody there, right? So I know Joe and I are gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna go at Ish, Ice, Parks, you know what I mean? And even Mark, I say a little some his shit is sharp, and I want to catch it in the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing.
Hey, Flip, can I ask you a question?
Who's that? But no, I don't. No, no disrespect. I don't. Man,
That is Miss
I
Paris.
saw your. No disrespect. I'm just want to be respectful. I mean, you can say whatever you want. I don't really think I'm going to engage and answer the question because I saw your comments. I saw a lot of your derogatory comments, and I just don't feel like this is the place to engage. I mean, you can ask whatever question you can, but I just,
No, it's fine.
yeah.
I wasn't gonna disrespect you. My positioning is my positioning. I was only gonna ask, do you think that people do kind of disregard you because of maybe your disposition or your sense of humor, like you're very laxed, and that's kind of why it's taken that way?
I think,
Now, if you don't talk to me, it's fine if you don't want
I
to
think, I
answer.
think, I think, man. I mean, listen. I think people. I'm a tough pill to swallow, and there's no middle with me. There's no gray area. It's either you like me or you don't. I think that, like Joe says on the show, if you don't want to come off a certain way, don't say certain things. Don't and I feel like sometimes when it comes to this character, it to me it never runs its course. I just try to develop it and develop it and develop it, and with that development comes a lot of scrutiny, comments, support. So it's like I said, it's just part of the program. So no, I think that
Right.
whatever people, it's just all part of the program. To answer your question, can I
For
just
sure.
say something in closing for me, please? I'm sorry, y'all.
Go ahead, bro.
I do want to say this. We usually joke up there, and at times I feel like being a good sport, and at times I feel like I don't want to be a good sport. I'm just got to be honest. At that time, I mean, Mark and I joke. I feel like with me being who I am, I feel like you call it manipulation, you call it narcissistic, you call it whatever, but I do what I want when I want and how I want to do it. I say that to say that I didn't feel like joking with Mark that day, and that's it. Usually that we joke, we go back and forth. When I go back and listen to the playback, or when I have my Google alerts or whatever machine, and I see a lot of things that Mark say, it's like, okay, next time I'm going to get him. And we talk about that. We crack jokes beforehand. Of course, in my mind, I knew that Mark didn't do those things, but I took that opportunity to jump on his ass. Pause. And that's just what it was. It is. Yo, it's just opportunity. Yo, you said that. All right, nigga, you been saying a lot of slick shit, a lot of subliminals I don't catch, but now I'm on your ass today. And you do all that shit. You want to point out everything that, and I said the word, you try to point things, everything that people don't do, even though that sounded crazy, but you just want to point the flaws out in people, what I was trying to tell him in a joking way. And that's something that we go back and forth. I just chose to do that day. It's not really, it's a big deal, of course, but it's not a big deal because as long as we're on the same page when it comes to the show, that's what I care about. I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say that I chose to do that. Like he winked at me and I just chose to keep going because I was frustrated already. It was already too late with me. And I just did it because I wanted to. I was frustrated.
Okay.
It was too late. Like I said, I expressed myself when I was told to sit down. Then I came late, so I got my man mad. He like, nigga, you came late. He looking at the time. I'm texting him. I'm an hour and 30 minutes late. Now it's like, here go Flip doing this shit again. There's a lot of things that play into that day. And then Mark had something going on earlier on the show, which is not, it's just it's just everything flowed into what it flowed into. But to take my accountability, could have took it as a joke. I could have just, all right, cool. But I was like, you're not gonna put me on blast. First of all, I'm late. That's number one. Number two, you're not gonna put me on blast. And number three, I'm on your ass. And then we laughed about it. That's my nigga though. I fuck with him and I respect him.